it can be interesting what really gets under our skin. Like sometimes it is those little words or little things that build up over time until they overflow the bucket. Or maybe it's that one word that strikes our weak point and just bursts everything open. But it can just be interesting how we let it become a narrative in a sense. And then that's the thing, we kind of often repeat stories in our head. Sometimes it's the stories we come up with, and sometimes it's stories other people have come up with that we've taken for ourselves. And that can be good or bad. Then sometimes we have positive stories in our lives, sometimes we have negative stories in our lives. But the key here is that people often play the blame game, where basically their narrative is that they are doing nothing wrong or they have done nothing wrong. And so if something doesn't turn out the way they think it should, it must be someone else's fault because they were perfect. But perfection isn't really part of the human experience. We can do excellent work and really vibe together, but we all make mistakes. We all fall short. We can get tired, sloppy. We can even make bad choices ourselves. But the key here is that there are some people who, when something goes wrong, choose to look at everybody else but themselves. And sometimes they don't actually know what really went wrong and what was really the issue. And sometimes it could have been them entirely that caused the thing, or it could have been something that they could have fixed, but yet they wanted someone else to fix so they could keep doing whatever they were doing or didn't want to change what their responsibilities were. So it's just kind of interesting to see how people put that narrative and put that blame onto others, and to think about how that steals our peace. And then it's if we let these narratives become our own, or we choose to ignore them. And then any emotion we can kind of choose to be like, okay, I see that. Why am I feeling this way? Can I make a different choice? And then our actions can really define our emotions in the end. Because it's like if you want to love someone, then you show love to them. And then you just constantly show loving acts to them to build up that love, keep that love flowing. If you don't, then you might find yourself falling in love, but if you keep showing them love, you will grow in love. But anyway, that's my take and thoughts on this. But what do you think about this?